But at the same time, if we wouldn't have moved so fast from the beginning, we wouldn't have this advantage of being the, let's say, the Mercedes of tiny houses in Europe.
What did you learn along the way, also from flops, from things you wouldn't do again?
I mean, there are so many things that you learn along the way that if you would have known them from the start, you could have saved so much money and energy. But at the same time, I'm really thankful for all of these experiences. So we did a lot of mistakes at the beginning where our planning wasn't good enough. So we had to redo a lot of things that we could have maybe done right in the first place if we had taken more time to plan things. But at the same time, if we wouldn't have moved so fast from the beginning, we wouldn't have this advantage of being the, let's say, the Mercedes of tiny houses in Europe at the moment. So I'm also thankful that we had this speed at the beginning. What I would, at the beginning, we tried to make everything ourselves. And the major learning was that it's so helpful to build networks and to also think about your company as a part of a bigger network. So there's not only your employees or also your partners, your suppliers that are integrated in the whole concept of creating value. And if you build good relationships in this network, you can create such a stable system that also brings you through crisis. So what we see at the moment is that some of our suppliers struggle, sometimes we have difficulties, sometimes our customers struggle. And if we stick together in this network, it's possible also to come through these harder times. And this is one of our major learnings, is really create these networks and don't be shy with your problems to talk about them. Let your customers, suppliers, let your partners know and let them help. Because in my experiences, there are a lot of you wouldn't believe how happy people are if they have the feeling that they can help you with what you want to do. So I'm really, really thankful for this experience, to be able to ask for help.
You want to make your sales more repeatable and reliable? Do you want to have less volatility and more growth in your revenue per month? At Strategy Sprints, we do only one thing: strategy in sprints. Strategy means having more revenue through a better offer. In sprints means having more energy in your team every week. Check out if your ROI is as high as it is for most service-based and online businesses and startups we work with, which is over 100%. You can see it in just 15 minutes by going to strategysprints.com/sales and completing our online exercise to know what your ROI would be with our accelerator program. We are ready to sprint. Are you?
Let's talk a little bit about the financial management. Which numbers are really important to you? Which do you track like every week or every month? And how did they evolve over time?
So because of our biggest revenue stream is the production of our tiny houses, of our self-sustained living units. So what we track is the percentage of how much of this project did we finish per month, to see our revenues from the production side. One tiny house has more than a month, it takes more than a month to build. So for us, it's really important to see how much value was created in this specific time. And so this is the one part. We also track very closely of what was the time that was spent on a specific project. So we started 4 years ago already with a very clear time tracking system for our whole team. We see what is needed for planning, what are the overhead costs, how much time we spend for the wooden construction, how much time is spent for the installations, etc. And this helped us a lot to get better and better at what we do. And with this knowledge, we were able to reduce the time per project for about more than 60% over the last 2 years,
50%.
which was really amazing to see. And what we do is with the numbers, what's probably different to other companies is that we are very transparent with that. We show them, even our whole team knows the numbers. So even the workers in the workshop know how much time is spent on a project, what are the numbers for each project that we do. And at the beginning, this was for some a little bit overwhelming, and some didn't know what to do with these numbers. But then after this first initial time, people started to work with them and to see, okay, if I do this better or faster, or if we work together with the planning department, we can reduce the time here and we can get better here. So being transparent with your numbers, with your team, and daring to talk to them about where you stand at the moment and what also the financial numbers are, helped us a lot to get better and get everyone on board also in this process of saving money and enhancing our rentability.
Beautiful. What is your company vision in 3 years?
So what we want to do is over the next 3 years is to build from, I'd say, an established startup that we are at the moment. So we have 29 employees. We have a revenue of 3 million a year. So over the next 3 years, I would like to build a medium-sized company out of that. We have a great response from the market. We have a lot more people that would want to buy from us, but our capacity is limited at the moment in our production site. And I would like to change that to be able to, do more projects. And for that, we are doing a capital round at the moment of 1.8 million to scale to a medium-sized company. This is the one thing that we want to do. We will not only build tiny houses in the next step, but we also want to offer more solutions for family homes with a modular system, but that's based on the same building concept that we do right now. And then we also want to grow in this field of sharing our knowledge. So we did a lot of research and development, and our planning department has great resources and a great know-how in this area of sustainable building, where a lot of other architects or building companies struggle because they don't have this interconnected know-how of water, energy, architecture, electricity, what to do and what modules to combine. So what we already do and what to build on in the future is sharing this knowledge for other building projects with architects and building companies, for self-sustained houses and settlements, and also bigger projects. And then the third part that I'm also really looking forward to is building our home base. So we moved the company to Lower Austria, to Gutenstein 1.5 years ago. And here we develop a self-sustained settlement and living concept with one core building that also works as a self-sustained unit. And we're renovating this building with everything that we learned about in the last years to really become like a flagship for self-sustained building. And I'm really looking forward to that as well, to see it grow.
Beautiful.
We all know that working in sprints is better, but how do we know what we should work on? You're in luck, because we have a 15-minute exercise that will give you complete clarity on where to take your project next. Go to strategysprints.com/sales to complete our short exercise and meet one-on-one with an expert sprint coach to identify your #1 bottleneck. Hey everyone, I hope you enjoyed that episode of the Strategy Show. Make sure to like this video below and subscribe so that you can stay up to date with every episode of the Strategy Show. Get daily CEO tips from CEOs for CEOs.